Okay, how to deal with the internet is proving, I tell you what, it's proving a major challenge to the publishing industry. Now, despite self-publishing websites, traditional publishing houses, they are innovating. They're using crowdsourcing to guide them onto the bestsellers of the future. Macmillan has a young adult imprint that sends out, I think, manuscripts to some 9,000 readers, whilst HarperCollins has a social network for writers called Autonomy. But is so-called curated crowdsourcing, is that the way forward? Let's find out, because Nick Perrott is Group Strategy and Digital Director from HarperCollins. Nick, great to have you in the studio.
Good morning.
Well, let's just start with this. We cover a lot of this online, self-publishing, etc. I mean, it does seem like the traditional business model of publishing houses like yours is kind of out the window nowadays, isn't it?
Not really, no. I think the internet is definitely a disruption for the industry. I think what it's actually offering us is a number of new ways to discover talent. The core of the economics in the industry is still very much through the traditional way of doing things, and I think it's an area that we think is exciting and that we want to experiment in, and that may well become the future over the next decade or so. But it's an open.
But you want to experiment in it because possibly you've got no other choice. You've kind of got to get into that. But I'm just curious. You say that it gives you the opportunity to find new talent.
Yes.
But I would have, as a layman, first gone, well, hang on, aren't you losing talent? Because you're probably receiving less manuscripts, right? People are going straight to self-publishing.
Right, so I think if you think about it, what you really have is the internet enables anyone to be a writer. The internet enables anyone to be a broadcaster. Not everyone has
watch it, buddy.
Not everyone has your talent, obviously, but but that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that having that explosion of content makes the problem of curating and finding something that's really compelling that people really want to read any easier. In fact, it makes it more difficult. So I think those platforms actually allow us to I suppose wait a little bit to see what is getting traction, and then we can pick those things up and really start to build those authors' careers.
So how does the crowdsourcing, if you will, this autonomy, right? You call it. I mean, how does it work? I mean, and what do you search? Obviously, you're searching for the bestseller. You're just searching for reviews of people out there?
So no, I mean, we have published a Sunday Times top 10 bestseller from Autonomy that we found on Autonomy, and Miranda Dickinson. It's a situation where people tend to come onto these platforms when they're not quite confident enough that they're ready to publish. And actually what they want is guidance and support from a writing community that can say, actually, if you took this character and made it a little bit more like this, it might be more compelling. So I think that there's a sort of gestation that's going on those platforms before they are sort of coming to market.
And when you find these authors who are self-published and they're receiving lots of reviews, I mean, if they're already out there, they've done the hard slog, they've written the book and they've put it out there by themselves. I mean, are they keen then to jump ship and say, oh, okay, now we'll go to, because if you want them, that is.
Of course. So I think with that, the way to think about this is if you are a writer who is self-publishing, you really are doing everything. You are doing PR, you are doing marketing, you're distributing your book, you're pricing your book, all of these things. So unless you really want to be the CEO of your writing business, then I think that the traditional publishing model still has a lot to offer you, because it can allow you to focus on what you really want to do, which is writing. It's not to say that there aren't individuals who want to be writers and directors and producers and marketeers, but that's only going to be a segment of the market.
That's fascinating stuff, and obviously no doubt part of the future of your business.
Very much so.
Yeah, Nick, really great, fascinating stuff.
Pleasure.
Nick Perrott from HarperCollins joining